This Good Morning Northwest morning sprint is brought to you by Bill's Heating and Air Conditioning.
All right, 6:54. Let's get you ready to tackle your Monday and your work week here in the morning sprint.
Sydney Charles has the latest from D.C. on the debt limit meeting happening today.
Mark is telling us how much cooler our temperatures will be in our forecast for the day.
But first, Bryan Kohberger, the man accused of killing 4 University of Idaho students in November, will be arraigned at the Latah County Courthouse this morning. Let's get right to Destiny Richards live in Moscow with what we can expect in court.
That arraignment is happening at 9 this morning, so just a couple of hours before Bryan Kohberger is in court for the first time since his initial appearance back in January. We know that in this arraignment, he'll plead guilty or not guilty, and we expect him to plead not guilty, in which then a trial date will be set. We know that he is facing 4 counts of first-degree murder and 1 count of felony burglary. We have a 4 News Now crew on the way to be in the courthouse when it opens at 7:30 and follow this arraignment, but we'll continue to be out here and keep you updated leading up to that time.
Well, there's another court date today involving this case, this one regarding the gag order that prevents families from talking to the media. The Idaho Supreme Court recently ruled against media outlets on a challenge to the gag order, saying the media should have gone through the district courts first. The family of Kaylee Gonsalves also filed a similar motion to address the gag order. 3 weeks ago, Magistrate Megan Marshall determined these requests should be heard in court. The district judge is expected to use today's hearing to set a schedule for future hearings on the matter.
All right, start another week in our first alert weather. It's a cooler start as we look at the live satellite and radar. Much of the thick cloud cover is moved out. We still have enough energy for scattered showers to the north, but we should see sun and clouds today. Expecting temperatures to, again, warm. Right now we're sitting in the upper 40s. And today we're going to see that climb. We're going to be into the mid-60s, which is a little below average for this time of year.
New on Good Morning Northwest, 27-year-old Keely Van Hook was killed in a crash on Highway 395 near Dahl Road last night. Washington State Patrol believes drugs or alcohol was involved in the crash. Van Hook was traveling north on the highway when she crossed the center line. 21-year-old Robert Plumage was traveling south and hit Van Hook's car. She was pronounced dead at the scene. The crash is under investigation.
A fire almost took the life of a man who was sleeping inside his RV. The Spokane Fire Department says that fire happened on Friday night at an RV inside of Camp Hope. A security guard had to cut the fence to get to that fire. That security guard rescued the man sleeping inside just moments before a flashover. The Spokane Fire Department says that quick burst of flames most likely killed both the man and the security guard. Investigators say an overloaded circuit started the fire.
Today, President Joe Biden and House Speaker Kevin McCarthy are scheduled to meet for another discussion about the debt limit. Overnight, President Biden landed back in Washington, D.C. after cutting his trip to Asia short. And according to a White House official, Biden and McCarthy spoke on the phone yesterday, a conversation McCarthy called, quote, productive. But there's still no deal, even though Speaker McCarthy said one was needed by now to give Congress time to act before an unprecedented default. Only 10 days remain until the U.S. Treasury Secretary expects to run out of money. Without that deal preventing a default, borrowing costs could soar and global markets could tumble. The latest on the high-stakes meeting is coming up next on Good Morning America.
Also ahead on GMA, we hear from Paul Whelan, the former U.S. Marine imprisoned in Russia for more than 4 years. He says he's optimistic about coming